He helped usher in the Civil Rights Act of 1964, won the Nobel Peace Prize the same year, and he was assassinated less than 4 years later on April 4th, 1968. And while there was a bill introduced just 4 days later to get a federal holiday in his honor, it would take another 15 years before Martin Luther King Jr. Day became official, signed into law in 1983. And since 1986, when it was first observed, we've set aside the third Monday in January as that day, even though it took until the year 2000 before it was recognized by all 50 states. In Idaho, we added Idaho Human Rights to the title. But since 1994, there's been another element attached to this day to recognize America's civil rights icon. That year, it was also designated as a National Day of Service. Inspired by King's life of service, the idea was for Americans to spend the day improving their communities. And for dozens of Idahoans, well, that means spending a few hours at the local food bank.
Those of you at the front, you can.
It's Monday at the Idaho Food Bank.
2 granola bars per bag. Everything else is 1.
But it's not an ordinary Monday.
Martin Luther King Jr.
This Monday, across 3 Idaho cities,
We're making backpacks for little kids all across Idaho, for elementary school kids.
across 3 shifts,
There is a method to the madness, as they say, right?
volunteers are filling plastic bags.
And everybody's putting a different item into the bag. These are weekend bags for kiddos.
And filling boxes.
2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 2 dinners to provide kids with food over the weekends.
To fill empty bellies of Idaho school kids.
So that they have something to eat on the weekends, so they don't come to school hungry.
Today's second shift is staffed by employees and their families from all levels of Boise's Oppenheimer companies, who were given the day off.
No matter who you are, no matter what you do, you come here and everybody works together.
Like 10-year-old Katie, who could have done anything else on this day off from school,
Yeah.
but ended up here putting canned beans in a bag.
I don't know, it's kind of fun to help people on today.
Today is not just another national holiday. It's also a day of service, a day to be part of something bigger.
To know that out in the community, across Idaho, across the United States, there's millions and millions of people doing it today, I think does make it kind of bigger and mean more.
It's really important to be out on a day like today.
For Jenny Bolcom and her son Wyatt, it does mean more.
When Wyatt was younger, we were food bank dependent, and so it really hits home for us.
Is anybody keeping count?
The goal? To fill 10,000 bags and 2,000 boxes
400!
in 3 days.
400, yeah. We are cruising.
Knowing how much food they put in boxes is just as important as how much time they put into their community.
Every shift, there's a time where I look out and I just watch people and see how amazing they are. So many people just wanting to help. It's really cool. How could your faith in humanity not grow coming here, you know?
Restoring your faith in humanity and your community is really what this day of service is about. Normally, Mondays are not a volunteer day at the Idaho Food Bank. Those are usually Tuesday through Saturday, but they do make an exception on the third Monday in January, and it's always well attended, as you can see. Last year, Idaho Food Bank filled 64,000 backpacks statewide, and the 30,000 they fill over 3 days in Boise, Lewiston, and Pocatello, well, that's thanks to the volunteers on this day of service. We'll go a long way toward that goal this year.